Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Pew 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 pew. Pew. Just throw pews whenever. That's how we start the show.
I know. I like how it went pew pew and then just a random pew.
Pew pew. Yeah, like what did we miss?
Yeah, I don't know. We must have got it the first time, and that was just like making sure it was down.
Double tap.
Is there a RoboCop video game?
Hell yes, there is.
Like, how new?
Like a couple of months ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is
Like
it
first
on
person?
the Switch? Probably.
That's a good
not.
question. That's a good question. Peter, we started the intro, seconds in, so we didn't get the full intro, and then we just talked through the whole thing.
That's how we do.
Let's see. As we intro this show, we'll look up the interesting news.
Yeah, and then I just thought about RoboCop, so I don't know. And I apologize if you hear water noise. My girls are getting a bath, so
baths are they're important, man. I need a bath or a shower. At least.
I hear ya. I take
Peter,
one a day.
I got bad news for you.
Oh, it's not on the Switch.
Yeah, RoboCop Rogue City is a first-person shooter released for PS5, Windows, Xbox Series X/S on November 2nd, 2023. It's based on the original trilogy of the films as an all-new adventure about the future of law enforcement. Peter Weller reprises his role as RoboCop. The official port for Nintendo Switch was quietly canceled.
Quietly canceled? Well, I know about now. I'm making a fuss.
Well, move to Detroit and cause some ruckus and be like, dude, this is because you're not on the Switch.
I know. Jeez. I guess they probably look at it as a kid's game, or system, but screw that. It's dumb.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, the Steam Deck is a handheld, and that's a pretty badass system.
Yeah, I did see I can get it on Steam. Maybe I'll have to play on computer.
You got a computer?
I do have a computer.
Oh, cool. Like one that runs Steam?
My old Mac that I gave you?
Yeah.
I had Steam on that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, I guess, so, no? I bet I could run Steam on here. I bet it'd be fine, but I don't know. Enough about video games. We're here to talk about the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day.
About the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. And let me just throw this nod. If you, I watch pro wrestling, and the women's division in NXT is Shawn Michaels is doing clutch work in there, my man. Just saying.
Way to go.
There's talent. But there was talent on the during the Super Bowl. Did you watch it?
Sure did.
Of course he did. Everybody did. It was the most watched piece of media in all of television history, according to CBS.
Yeah. This is. You think they're lying?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was like, they're talking about how the Chiefs are the villains now, and well, they're always the villains for us since we live in Denver,
right?
But like, I don't know. I think maybe you think that's this whole thing. Like I didn't know anyone that really wanted the Chiefs to win.
Nobody wanted the Chiefs to win. However, at the same time, the Chiefs were not the underdog. I don't understand this thing about Chiefs fans. We're like, oh yeah, we're the underdog. We're the underdog. No, you're not. We expected you to win. We just don't want you to win.
I don't know. I did not. And even like Vegas, didn't they? They had them like 2-point underdogs. But I don't know. I kind of figured it was going to be a good game and competitive because that's what the Chiefs do. Like, have they ever really been blown out? Not really. So,
Except for against the Broncos.
that's true. That was probably the closest, but he was sick, and I don't like that. So bring on next year when we're going to have a rookie quarterback, maybe.
We could talk about that one in a sports episode if you want, but I think
we should.
I think we're keeping Russ.
Yeah, maybe. It is episode 337. It is February 13th, 2024. Doing this day
Taylor
before
Swift's lucky
Valentine's
number.
Day. Is it?
Yeah. Throughout all this Chiefs bullshit news, you didn't hear that Taylor Swift's lucky. Even the Grammys, she's like 13.
Well, I saw all those things about how like everything added up to like 13 or like 87. Like it was some crazy math, some crazy like number 23 shit. So I'm not a Swiftie, so I don't really know this shit, and I don't really care. I do kind of care about is Valentine's Day.
Do you want me to ruin it for you?
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, check this out. The big news for Valentine's Day is the Chiefs parade is tomorrow, and everybody's wondering if Taylor Swift is going to be there tomorrow. And it is Valentine's Day. So is she going to be there for the Chiefs parade, or is she going to make Travis spend Valentine's Day all day with her instead of getting drunk on the parade?
I mean,
See?
I
Funny
feel,
how they can ruin everything.
I don't feel like she's going to be a ruiner, but my question, what I was just going to do is like, does she have a concert that night? So I don't know.
She's supposed to be in Australia in like Saturday.
Oh, so she has some times. Dude, she has a fucking private jet, so she can do whatever she wants. Zip, zip, zip.
Yeah, if I had a private jet, I would not worry about a concept of time. Like, wait a minute, I have to be in LA on Sunday, but I have to be back in Tokyo on Monday. Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll sleep.
Yeah, I'll just wake up in Tokyo. Jeez,
that'd be awesome.
That's crazy. But because of Super Bowl, and I'm just gonna say Valentine's Day
and Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday. There's a shit ton of trailers to get through. I think kind of easy on the news, but there is some news, and we got some good. Well, I don't know what your review is, but my review, I'm super excited to talk about this one.
Dude, I watched this one too.
Sisu?
Yeah.
Dude, wasn't it amazing?
This is another one I made my dad watch.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it in review.
So back to the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. I did think about like was that always like by design, like, hey, we got to give the guys something, to root for, and then we'll give something for the women, is that a thing?
Yeah, but it's not the Super Bowl.
It's not?
No, it's like March 10th. I think it's steak and a blowjob day.
All right, I got to put that on the calendar. I don't think I've celebrated that day yet.
Yeah, it is March 14th. It's a month later. So,
okay.
Yeah, women are supposed to cook
on on Pie Day. On Pie Day,
Pie Day, you're getting some pie too.
Oh man,
the steak, BJ, and some pie.
Wow, I don't think Danielle is aware of this day. I've not seen that on the calendar. That's
oh my gosh, can we
national holiday? Oh man,
are you ready for this? Women, not to be upstaged. They always gotta upstage us. We can't just have the steak and a blowjob day a month after Valentine's Day. April 14th is Cake and Cunning Linguist Day.
A month later. All right. Well, I'll let Danielle know about that day as well.
Oh, ladies,
Yeah, I mean, dude,
in this one case, you're making it about you, and us men just appreciate it. Exactly. I'm not mad at either one of those days.
No, you gotta reciprocate. So
absolutely.
So here's hit the question. This kind of goes into the quick question.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions.
Oh gosh.
Once,
What?
twice.
How?
I do kind of have another thing too. Just I was thinking, I mean, we gotta combine it. It's Super Bowl, it's Valentine's Day. So I wanted to know, Ryan, what is your favorite sports romantic comedy movie?
The Replacements.
Damn it. It is really good. It is really good.
I mean, it's sports, it's romantic, and it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, it's all of them. I mean, you hit it. Like that is so I thought of that one right out the bat. And you also you went further because you made it football related. And I don't think I had another football one. I only had
The Water Boy is kind of all of it.
yeah, I mean romantic though. I don't know if I'd call it romantic.
He loves Vicky Valancourt, and he does whatever he can for her.
That's true. That's true. But I do feel like I feel like The Replacement is more of a romantic comedy than The Water Boy.
Would you say Jerry Maguire? It's not a comedy, but it is a sports romance movie.
Yeah, and I mean it's based around like football for the most part. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. And that one's pretty. That's a Rocky one, right? They had their ups and downs and everything.
Rocky is another one. It's not funny, but
yeah, it doesn't have the comedy. You can't take it. You got
dude, that's a pretty specific ask right there.
I know. That's why I brought it up. Well, the ones that I thought like there's a lot. I think there's a lot of baseball ones. For whatever reason, baseball. There's always love surrounding baseball, like love stories.
Oh yeah,
just that one.
Okay.
Was there a love story in how about the Game Plan, The Rock?
I never watched that one.
Oh, it's pretty good. But I
Fever
feel like,
Pitch.
Yeah, so Fever Pitch came to mind, and that's a straight up, baseball romantic comedy. Tin Cup, that's another romantic comedy with golf.
She's the Man.
Oh yeah, soccer. Yeah, absolutely right.
These are good examples, and you know what? I just looked at that list, and The Replacements is not on there.
No, Jerry Maguire is though.
Yeah. Are we looking at the same list?
Probably.
Bend It Like Beckham, The Cutting Edge. Just right. Bull Durham. Yeah, Leatherheads, Jerry Maguire. Yep.
Yeah, I guess Jerry Maguire is probably the best example. But I think I like The Replacements because that was a key piece, I think, in that film is the relationship part of it.
Yeah, because didn't he fall in love with her as the backup quarterback, and then he became the starting quarterback, and it was about pushing through and making it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of how I took it. Didn't he almost quit for her?
Yeah, he did something that would almost sabotage his career. The fuck is the point of The Replacements? I just remember it's all those things.
Yeah, well, they came into because the other players were on strike. So, would you say Varsity Blues is a romantic comedy?
Dude, yes, actually.
I know there's an aspect of it.
It's funny. It's a sports movie. And there's a romance. There's a double romance in there.
Double romance. Nice.
Yeah. With Lance and what's her name? Allie Barter. Paul Walker and Ellie Barter and their breakup, and Mox almost went out with her, but he didn't. And Billy Bob was funny, and he hooked up with the teacher, I think. I remember. That's a good one. Varsity Blues is a good one. What about not another teen movie?
Oh yeah, he played quarterback. Sure, that fits. Absolutely, that fits. The other one that I don't might be kind of weird, but I was thinking The Longest Yard. Yeah, I was saying about the Adam Sandler one where, he fell in love with his team, right? And they
Oh.
fell in love with him. And he also fell back in love with the game for the love of the game. That was my other far stretch for a romantic comedy.
Well, that's a very far stretch.
Yeah. Um,
I think you're on point with Varsity Blues, though. I think that's a very good one right there.
all right, we'll take it. The other thing too, I just saw, click that link, Ryan, the top Valentine's Day movie. I'm curious what you think, in your opinion, is should be the top Valentine's Day movie. We can kind of quickly go over this. They got Titanic, Pride and Prejudice, Silver Linings Playbook, About Time, The Fault in Our Stars, oh, sad, The Notebook, Once, The Remains of the Day, Before Midnight, Edward Scissorhands. That's my vote. Her.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one.
The Perks
Let's
of
actually
Being
vote
a
for that right now.
Go ahead. Perks of Being a Wallflower, Beauty and the Beast, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, The Princess Bride, which actually that's the one I voted for. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is another one that I really enjoy. And this is a list, a poll on IMDb. And you can find out by selecting which are the top. What do you think, Ryan? What do you think is going to be top rated?
Well, I did the poll and I figured it out.
All right. Well,
for dramatic sake, I honestly think it should be The Notebook. That's like the most like Valentine type of movie that there is.
It's a really good like romance movie, and that is one that I can watch. I've watched that with Danielle. Like I have no problem watching that movie.
I can watch The Notebook as well.
Yeah.
And if it's on TV, like in the background, because that story, like it's a good story, but it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like a really good Lifetime story, not a shitty Lifetime story.
Yeah, I agree. The other one that came to mind though was also The Princess Bride, which I mean that just has everything you need. So
true.
I can watch that one whenever as well. And we're right, because the top 4, Titanic being number 1, which I fully disagree. That movie is way too fucking long.
And it's not a Valentine's movie.
I think they're just going like romance. Is that why?
If that's the case, where's Warm Bodies?
Not romantic enough. Sorry, Ryan.
Where's Lady Frankenstein?
That's too new. Too new.
Shit.
Yeah. The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that's number 2, which I was kind of shocked by that because I like that movie a lot. And I don't think I ever really thought of it as that, but I guess it really is. It's all about romance, huh?
What about Gone Girl?
Man, you should do these polls, Ryan.
and find a way to justify it as a Valentine's movie.
Yeah, that's right. Notebook came in 3rd, and then The Princess Bride in number 4. So hey, we were right on the money with 2 of our votes. So,
bro, have you watched About Time?
I still have only been halfway through it, and I have never finished it. And then you told me about it, and then I was like, I get it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, so you that's another one that you put on the list?
My question
it
is,
was on the list. You would watch for Valentine's Day?
Why is Her on there?
It had romance. I just feel like this list is meant, it had some ones for like the guys, right? But Her had it was a weird relationship, but it had that romance to it. It's odd.
And Edward Scissorhands over Beetlejuice. There was a marriage in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and then there's also trying to, force the hand of a young girl. I don't think that's appropriate for Valentine's Day, Ryan. So,
fine.
That was our quick poll. I did that earlier, like I think the other day, and the the movies didn't change. I was kind of shocked by that. So
I'm
should we
trying
get
to
in
find
our
like isn't Batman a Valentine's Day movie? Somehow.
how so, Ryan? Because there's a
Well, 'cause
love interest. I just say
Bruce
anytime
Wayne-
there's a love interest, like that's a Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah, it's like Christmas movies.
Yeah. If there's some Christmas,
If there's a
lights, it's
Christmas tree in the background, yeah, we're good.
yeah, Christmas movie. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Off topic, real quick. Did Pizza Hut really put honey on a pizza?
Just on the crust, right?
No, I think they drizzle it all over around the pizza.
I don't know, but I know like honey on the crust is good.
Well, that's a Colorado thing. The more you know.
Hot honey pizza and wings.
Might be our Oscar party especial.
You hot as what is this? Habanero infused honey sauce brings a spicy new twist to a double pepperoni pizza or some crispy fried wings. Wow, you just drizzle it on top? Yeah, you might have to do that. That's interesting. So
When you got a
or
moment,
you know,
Google Taco Bell Cheez It. Just the more you know.
I will. I'll do that right now when you're hitting the drop for the trailer.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
Trailers. There's a whole shit ton, but we will not go through all of them. Like I said, Super Bowl brought a whole bunch, some pretty exciting ones, not so exciting ones, and then some that we just missed from last time, and we're catching up. So let me just run through this fast, and then we'll just jump into some of them. I'll start with kind of like the stuff that was kind of old that we missed from last week, which Winne the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, Ricky Stenicki. Stenicki. I think the Piper was last or later. Drive Away Dolls. I think even Night Shift was there. And I think Late Night with the Devil just came out not too long ago too. From the Super Bowl, and then right before the Super Bowl, we got a Knuckles series trailer.
Yes.
and Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Paramount Plus, both of those. And then from Super Bowl, we got Twisters, Deadpool and Wolverine, Wicked, and they did another trailer for what the Planet of the Apes, whatever that's called. Who cares? And some other film that I don't really care about either, I guess, because I can't think of it.
My question to you is, why is Godzilla Japanese original versus Zilla American remake Godzilla Final Wars on there?
So no one really knows about this because I cut it from the episode last week, but I was talking about because I was like, man, there's a Godzilla movie out there where the American version of the Godzilla with Matthew Broderick fought another Godzilla and got his ass kicked. It is from Godzilla Final Wars, which, Ryan, have you seen this Godzilla movie?
No. I thought it was a TV show, but it's not.
No. And the premise sounds ridiculous, but basically, I guess some like type of like space alien or some shit like that. They come and basically they are taking various versions of Godzilla and fighting them. Like they just kind of like, it's almost like life size or, gigantic size Pokemon where like, they're like, I summon this Godzilla, fight that one. And that's what they did. They took the American Godzilla, they just call it Zilla, and it fought the original Japanese version of Godzilla. And very quickly the Japanese one just tossed the American with very poor CGI off to the side. It was,
this clip you put on here was horrendous, dude.
yeah.
It was so and it was synced to a Sum 41 song.
Oh yeah. very,
And that's a
very
real thing.
weird.
Like that wasn't added for this video. Like that was actually in the movie itself.
Yeah, no, that's it's a legit scene.
Yeah.
I need to
With
watch
the
this
song.
movie. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to watch this movie because it looks terrible and it would fit right in on this podcast. So that was just something that I could not get out of my head, and I found it, and so I put it on here, even though it got cut from last week's episode. So there you go, world. Fine, Godzilla Final Wars, Godzilla versus Zilla. It's
Dun, dun,
terrible.
dun.
Mhm. So Ryan,
Yes,
what trailers do you think are worth a talk about?
Do you want me to list them out or just pick one and go?
Pick one and go.
I really enjoyed Late Night with the Devil.
That was a good one.
I liked it because it had that 70s vibe, TV show host, and weird, gory shit happening. So I'm in.
It's haunted. It's like a haunted stage, basically. Haunted
Yes.
late night show.
I like that vibe. Remember on the Joker where Robert De Niro had his own show and it just had that style, like the Watchmen movie initially had that style for their TV show. I like that, and I like that it seems like this film is focused around that entire night show episode, and things are happening to the show host. So creep factor up, taken up a notch.
Yeah, I liked it too. And I remember like hearing about this movie like a while ago, and I was like, oh man, I love this premise of just this whole like, it's centered around a late night talk show, and basically it's like a single episode, and you're kind of going to madness, and that's what you got from the trailer. Like it was kind of confusing, disturbing, and I hope that it just plays out that same way where at least a solid story, and it brings up the creepiness of it. So
you're what?
I'm in.
Maybe you would agree with me on this one, but David, I don't know how to say his last name. Dasmalchian. Well, he's been in The Dark Knight. He's been in Ant-Man. He's been in The Flash. He's the Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. He's in Prisoners. Oh yeah, he is in Prisoners. He's in Blade Runner 2049. He's in Doom. He's not a main character in any of these movies, but you recognize him in every single one of them. This seems like it's his first starring role, huh?
Yeah, you might be kind of correct on that. Like this is kind of like an indie film, and I think he's kind of more of an indie actor. He gets his small roles, throughout some of these larger ones, but yeah, I don't, I think he's lucky, right? He's like in that sweet spot where he gets to do interesting shit like this. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited. This is apparently there's going to be a theatrical release March 22nd this year, and then it's going to be on Shudder April 19th. So this seems like a pretty good candidate. Maybe it will show up at Alamo Draft House. Ryan, use your card.
Almost guaranteed it's going to be there, and I'm guaranteed I'll be there.
There you go.
How about you, Peter? Pick one.
I don't think I have much to say about this, but Twisters.
Okay.
This is the sequel to Twister, and I felt like I was just watching the same trailer from Twister, but with different people.
100%.
And God damn it, I'm sold. I will go see it.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. I don't know. My expectations are lower, but at the same time, I'm like, I there's just something about like watching tornadoes and everything. It just kind of it captivates me, and so I'll watch it. And the people, like the new people that are in it, They're people I've seen before. They're all enjoyable. Like the new cast, I think is good. I don't think it's up to the Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like I don't think it's those levels, but like
Jeez,
this,
dude, only one of those people is still alive.
well, yeah, that's sad. Um, but like, dude, they were so good in that movie, you know, and this new one, they got a tough thing to try to recapture that, and I hope they do. You know, I didn't see anything that turned me off to it. It just seems very similar to the first one, and you know, maybe that's fine. We just want to see some more crazy shit with tornadoes, right? That's all we want to see. I'm
Maybe
in.
put a shark in there.
If somehow a shark shows up, that'd be the greatest call or cameo in a
They're gonna
movie,
have
I
to
think,
put a
ever.
cow in there, right? Like, wasn't that one of the funny scenes of Twister?
Yep. Oh, cow. Oh, another
Yep.
cow. I think that's the same cow. Yeah. So
I was a little confused because I thought it was Army Hammer, and I was like, how did this guy continue to get roles? But it's Glenn Powell.
yeah.
So
He's from Maverick, right? He's one of the pilots from Maverick.
he is, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Good call.
So he's good. You know, like I said, like everyone in there, like I've seen them before. Like they're up and comers, I would say. And you know, all I can hope is that they execute it well and it has the same charm that the first one had. If anything, this trailer just made me want to go watch Twister that much more. So
That's kind of where I was at. I was like, I need to go back and watch Twister.
yeah, absolutely. Before this one hits, when is this even coming out?
Twister.
Release date. Let's
July
see. That's
19th.
July 19th. Dude, is that like the same time Deadpool and Wolverine are coming out?
Or did you just spoil the title to one of our trailers?
I mean, I said it earlier, so no.
I didn't say full title.
Oh, I just said what did I say? Deadpool 3?
Yeah, probably. I think.
Oh man, Twister's had like a week on Deadpool, so that's probably not going to go very well for them.
Nope. I wouldn't. I mean, if you force me to watch one of those movies, just one, and not the other, I'm picking Deadpool. Sorry.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be a big decline in ticket sales for Twister, so they're going to hope that they get a good week out of that. Out of it before Deadpool and Wolverine come out. Which, should we just talk about that?
Yeah, let's get it out of the way. I think we were beating around the bush. Okay, what I like about this trailer is everything that led up to this was, oh, it's going to have all these cameos and this and this. It didn't really tell me too much, and I'm happy with that because apparently this movie is supposed to have freaking Dazzler, Elektra, Daredevil, like everybody from 20th Century Fox, and tons of cameos and from the MCU and previous Marvel movies and studios and stuff. But the trailer doesn't lead you. They give you one, and it's, I could spoil it. It's Pyro.
Oh, well, there is some flashes. Yeah, I guess Pyro, who was in previous X-Men movies, is around, looking, cooler in his new costume and old.
Yeah.
Did you happen to notice that it seemed like there was a Doctor Doom as well?
Yeah, so I did, and I watched a couple trailer breakdowns of this trailer, and there's a Secret War comic that alludes to Doctor Doom. And not only Doctor Doom, but like Doctor Doom like taking over King's presence. I saw the cloaked figure with the metal mask. A lot of people are just saying that's a TVA agent, but I think this is going to be the lead up to Doctor Doom. And it's potentially going to save the MCU. Like he said, he is MCU Jesus.
Yeah. That's the other thing that the tone again, like it did not lose any of its, what it was at Fox. Like none of that raunchy comedy, like, you know, it's all still there, and the whole like, you know, the pegging might be new for Disney, but not for me. You know, like the jokes like that like, I'm like, all right, like they're taking a step back and I think it's gonna work out nicely because those Deadpool movies are fantastic, and like I think there's just no way this movie's gonna fail, right? There's just
Yeah.
no way, because that's what I heard, is that they're like, Disney's like taking this gamble, like they need this movie to pay off because their other like MCU movies are just, you know, haven't crushed it like they used to. So
I based off what I saw off that trailer. Listen, Peter, I was more excited about watching the trailer of Deadpool than I was the entire game of the Super Bowl.
dude, I missed it. I didn't even get to see it. Did they?
Well,
When
they
did
didn't
it?
show it, dude. No,
Okay.
it was like the first quarter, and it was like a little bit of a preview, and it said go watch the trailer online.
Oh, but they did have something. Like I missed that then. I missed it. And that's what they did for Twisters. Like all of them were like, they can't afford to pay for a whole trailer. So they do like, hey, you can see it online right now.
Yeah. And remember we were talking about how wrestling is changing the way that we're getting advertisement. I think, in the future we're gonna see Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool walk down the ramp or on the field with a QR code around him, and that's how we're gonna see his trailer. And I'm good for that. But
Yeah.
I do like that. Apparently the story says is putting you in the world where like you should watch Loki, but you don't need to. And it's going back to Deadpool 2 where he's time traveling and um combining these universes, and like he's just ready for it,
Yeah. Dude, when I thought about that, because at first when I saw the TVA, I was like, wait, like why are they going after him? But then I remembered Deadpool 2. And I was
Mhm.
like, that is the perfect tie-in, connecting all these universes and timelines together. I was like, I mean, obviously, I don't think uh, Fox had any clue, but
No.
wow, did that work out nicely for him?
Kevin Feige was like, "Whew, this
Yeah,
movie's
dodge the
gonna pay
bullet
off
there.
hella good."
Yeah. So I like that, and it's gonna be interesting to see the overall, who's the bad guy and what's gonna happen from it. So I'm excited. I mean, I like I said, I feel like there's no way this can be bad. So can't wait.
Yeah, this movie,
July.
and dude, we didn't even get to see Wolverine that much in this trailer. We got scenes alluding to Wolverine, but we didn't see Wolverine. So they're
Yeah,
saving it, dude. And I really appreciate that they're saving so much of this after
yeah.
so many leaks of everything else, that the trailer didn't just like nut all over the place. It was like, no, we're gonna save a lot of this movie for you.
Probably
And
the biggest thing, like almost like probably the biggest reveal is really the title of the movie, which they could have had all those things with like Wolverine in it and still called it Deadpool 3. And like what they should have done was that. And then when you're going to see Deadpool 3, change the title at the movie theater to Deadpool and Wolverine.
he just pops out, psych.
Yeah, because now, like, like I'm under the assumption that like Wolverine's going to be a big chunk of this film.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah.
And we
So
did see a lot of stuff where like the behind the scenes stuff with the 20th Century Fox logo that they're battling around. And like the Easter eggs that you're supposed to pay attention to are they're subtle. Well, here was a big one when he was introduced into the TVA. Who were they having him go after or search for?
I don't know.
Captain America. Are we gonna see
Oh,
Steve Rogers come back?
I don't. Is that what he was doing? Like, I just thought they were like showing kind of like the other timelines and like how like he could have been an Avenger. Like, again, like I'm curious to see how they're gonna combine all this information into this film, and and then where is it going to take us? Because it seems like they're going to be hopping from a lot of different properties.
Could this bring back Iron Man? Could this bring back Captain America?
I mean, anything's possible, but to me, I just feel like those guys are done. I don't think they want to come back. Maybe a cameo, sure, but I don't think they really want to come back and reprise their roles.
Well, Peter, money talks. I mean, we still have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I don't know how many years later.
True. That's true. You got a good point there. So
overall, that probably was the trailer of the year so far for me. I bet you would pick Ghostbusters, but for me, it was Deadpool.
I mean, both of these are up there. Like, it's just, again, and it does the exact same thing as Ghostbusters, right? It's hitting the right tones. Like you're like,
Yes.
all right, I know what I'm in for. It's not something different, right? Like when you saw the women's Ghostbuster like trailer, like I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't the same tone. It was something else. Like, yes, there are Ghostbusters, but it wasn't the Ghostbusters. So this
Agreed,
is the Deadpool.
The
and
Deadpool.
Wolverine. Yeah.
Speaking of the continuation, I want to talk on this one. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Wow, that just kind of rhymed.
Yeah.
When you first described to me that they changed the look of this horror Winnie the Pooh, I was like, that's dumb. But watch this trailer, because this trailer looks badass. It's gory.
Yeah. So the
creepy.
the first one, like I thought, it's kind of creepy. I mean, that one, the first one was like extremely low budget, and I kind of liked like the weird mask because it reminded me of what Pooh looked like. This one, they're going the very like like terror side of it and making these crazy like kind of creepy masks, like especially like Tigger's popping up, which that was a big reveal. But there's also Owl that looks like it's on the poster. And they actually got like they got $1 million for this one, so it's going to be pretty cool to see what they can do with that and have another fun gory film, which it looks like they're gonna, when he says hi Christopher, I'm like, oh jeez, that's it, dude. It's like Island of Dr. Moreau, like these masks that we're seeing. So I like that. I like the practical effects, and I'll be watching it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this because I missed Tigger completely.
That's the thing, like it's so dark, and I feel like some of these masks look kind of similar, but like, dude, there's a big old reveal with Tigger, man. He's the one with the tail.
Well, thank you, Peter.
Yeah. And somehow they bring back Piglet. I don't know how they did that. So again, these guys they're just having fun. Like, I almost feel like this could be, they're calling it the second one, but I'm almost thinking like this is gonna be like more like its own, like it's gonna be like the first one with more money. They're gonna pull like an Evil Dead is my opinion on this.
I was just gonna say an Evil Dead on there. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Any other trailers you want to address? Ricky Stenicki, I thought was fun. I would go watch it.
Oh yeah, and that's coming out like March 7th, like Prime, which absolutely. That's John Cena and Zac Efron.
They basically hire John Cena to be a made-up person, and then he like becomes part of their life. Cool concept. John Cena's funny. Zac Efron,
funny.
Zac Efron, and he's funny. Yeah,
he's funny.
He's funny, and
I'm there. That was one that we missed from last week. I think my biggest surprise, I will say, for this whole week before Super Bowl is Knuckles. I had no idea they're doing a Knuckles series, so that just blew me away. And I mean, and then I was watching that trailer. I was like, what is, like, are those all the voices? Like, they got all the talent. They come back to do like this series, and you get to see a little bit of Sonic. Like, this is like a perfect little precursor till we get Sonic 3. So,
dude, Paramount's doing it twice. They're doing it with Knuckles, bringing back all the talent, and then they're doing it with Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I did not look at that one. So that's all the original kids too from the
Okay, it's
movie?
the original kids in April so far. I was doing a little Googling just to make sure. I haven't seen anything about Jackie Chan for Splinter, but um,
Yeah, that's a
there-
lot of talent. So
that's a lot of talent for a TV show, dude. And well, okay, didn't Jackie Chan have his own? I'm digging deep.
he had
He had his
I
own
don't think
cartoon, but he wasn't the
yeah,
voice.
yeah, I don't think so. They had someone else. So I just like what they're doing at Paramount. We talked about how they're going to make a series Ninja Turtles, and now it's actually here, and they're the plan is to make even more spin-offs, right, with Paramount Plus. So I hope these work. I like that they invested in these properties because it tells you that they're all in, and I'm in on these properties, so I can't wait.
And this is this, like, we complain about Marvel like giving us too much content. Paramount, in my opinion, is doing it the right way. They're giving us just enough, and they're leading to the next movie. Knuckles is going to be a little mini series. It's not going to be like its own series. And Ninja Turtles it's a TV series. It's always been a TV series. I like that they're doing another rendition of it. So, and Halo is back. I'm trying to chew through it, but Paramount's right up there with me. Did you watch the Super Bowl on Paramount?
I did actually. Yeah.
How was that?
Fine.
Any difference? I guess
I
you
don't
wouldn't know,
think
huh?
so. I don't think so.
I heard the way to watch was Nickelodeon.
I don't. I I watched some highlights from it, and I have like there's like 20 minutes of highlights. I watched like maybe 2 minutes because I was like, all right, I get it. But they did some fun stuff, entertainment.
I like this one right here.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Is Taylor Swift's boyfriend? He's really good at football. Real fast with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I actually just rewatched that movie not too long ago, and something stuck out.
Good for you, by the way.
Thank you.
No, I mean that wasn't like a smart ass.
It was good.
It's a good thing. Yeah,
It's good. It's a good movie. So, and like for what I was just in the mood. So, but something stuck out to me. Like Mikey has braces.
Mhm.
Who the hell put braces on him?
I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
I think it was Donnie.
You think so? So that's what I was curious about. Like, do you think one of the other turtles did it, or did somehow they go and kidnap someone and they did it? Like, I don't know who did it and why he has it. And that also means that whoever did it is doing regular checkups and tighten that stuff. Like it's constantly changing. Like, so either Donatello has learned how to be orthodontics as a teenager and is doing it, or they're finding some other person, and so they do have friends. Like it stood out to me, and I had that question the whole time I was watching. I was like, who is doing his braces and who made this decision?
I would love for them to explain that in one of the episodes, like a flashback, like literally set up the episode. Hey, Mikey, how are your braces? And then he would just like tell us how he got his braces.
Maybe.
But I like your theory that they kidnapped someone, a dentist, an orthodontist, and basically continue to kidnap him so they can check up and make sure his braces are good on a giant mutated turtle face.
Or I don't know. Or maybe they go and he's in disguise somehow. And he's like, don't worry about it. He's gotta, I don't know. You find some like really old guy that can hardly see, like
a blind orthodontist.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's ways that they could explain it, but I understand they're teenagers. I just thought, like, when I was watching, it's like, man, they're really defeating the purpose here. Like the braces thing should have been like for the sequel, right? Because now, I guess spoiler, they've come out of the shadows. And I feel like the people would put braces on them now. So like it's just kind of weird that someone did it beforehand. So I don't know, something I thought about. But hey, should we get into the news?
I mean, that's pretty good news too. But yeah, let's get into the actual news.
Yeah. News.
Oh, I'm curious about this one, Peter.
The Madam Web news.
Yeah, because I was actually kind of excited to go see this movie.
Well, I don't look at the website, but first reactions of Madam Web has been released since they just did the premiere, I think Monday, and it's not too good. I mean, even this first one, this is all from X. Someone said Morbius was better. Ouch.
Oof.
There's a lot of stuff just saying it's an embarrassing mess, a lot of wasted talent. Some people just say it's fine, but not, it's just fine. Nothing
Just
good.
fine.
It's just fine. Which, I mean, this is what we were talking about, I think, just last week is this aspect, because they weren't letting anyone see this. So I think this is helpful. Ryan, if you go see this, maybe this is your Valentine's Day movie, at least now, lower those expectations a lot, because I did that for Morbius, and I think I came back with it was fine. I came with that. I wasn't super disappointed because I knew it was going to suck, but there was moments I'm like, it was fine. So maybe you'll get a fine movie.
I'm not gonna watch it on Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're not? I thought you were. I thought that was a big thing. I thought that's why you couldn't record.
No, I mean, I might watch it over the weekend, maybe next week. Questionable movie for Valentine's Day. Talk about missing the mark with your audience. What dude is like, hey babe, I want to watch the girl version of Spider-Man.
Isn't that what they did with the Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel?
Or Miss Marvel?
The Marvels?
No. Captain Marvel.
Was that Valentine's Day?
I think it came out right around then. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? No. Sorry. That was Black Panther, I believe, what came out in February, and then Captain Marvel came out March, April time frame. But again, think about it. You put out Black Panther, right? That's what you're trying to get the guys to go, and now they're trying to use this as a selling point for the guys to be like, hey babe, come on, come see this movie, which it's all about girls, right? So they get something, the guys get something, and what they're gonna get is just maybe a fine movie. Just an okay movie.
Peter, Black Panther didn't come out for Valentine's Day. It was for Black History Month.
It came out in February. It was the point. And they happened to coincide with the same month.
That was their strategy.
I get it. I did think it was Captain Marvel that came out, and I was wrong on that. That is definitely Black Panther.
Okay, I have a confession. I confess to you about this, but not our viewers and our listeners. I said I wasn't going to go watch Aquaman 2, and I totally did. So I've learned my lesson with these movies, because you go in with no expectations. And with Madam Web, whatever. I have no expectations for this. I don't have any secret extra scenes. I don't care who this bad guy is. I have zero expectations for this movie. And if I get a little surprise out of it, I don't know, a hint to Miles Morales or Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Venom or even fucking Morbius, That was just enough. So,
dude, if they brought Morbius into this somehow, I would love that. But
like Morbius and Craven are hanging out. You're like,
exactly,
what?
like the things that they're developing, like I want them to go all in no matter how bad it is, and not to like give up. Just keep on going, like just make it as bad as possible, in my opinion, because I mean, until it stops selling, then I guess you stop. But I don't think they're making these movies for very much. Like, this is not like a Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's like it's a Spider-Man movie, but it's not a Spider-Man movie. Like, you barely see
Yes.
any sort of like Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this resemblance. It's in that universe, I guess. I guess you can say. I don't know. The Spider-Man's actually in a different. I don't. Everything's so confusing, but that's what it's
Deadpool's gonna fix everything, dude. Deadpool's gonna fix everything. That's a movie I
again.
have high expectations for, by the way.
That's the same. Me too. There's
Yeah.
just no way. No way. So I don't know. You'll have to go see it at some point. I guess not for Valentine's Day. I thought that'd be a perfect romantic movie. But when you do go see it, let us know.
Should I just surprise anyway? Surprise! That's what we're doing.
Yeah. The other news, I think actually I'm gonna save that one. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but Sebastian
Vinick Finich.
is the new director for the Evil Dead spinoff movie. But here's what I like about this is his quote on what he's gonna do or what he wants to do.
Okay.
He said, I told the studio that I want to make a nasty film, a film that hurts, from which you come away tested. I'm going to pull all the horror I have inside. It will be cathartic. And if I haven't ruined my career and I can continue to make films behind it, I will move on to something other than horror. So, like, this is what his like big bang, basically, of horror films to get it all out, and then he'll go and I guess do something else, do some other types of movies. But like, just hearing that gets me so excited because that's what we need for Evil Dead, right?
Easily. The Evil Dead needs to be it needs to hurt. Like, that's a good way to put it. Like, the characters, like the kills, the gouging eyes and like profusely vomiting all over, or putting in tree trimmers, like whatever happens to these demons, it just the audience needs to feel that, like, oh, that hurt.
Yeah,
like, that's
dude,
gross.
if you don't cringe in these movies, like they're not doing their job. Like,
and blood,
yeah, like I
blood.
think every single Evil Dead, there's always been something where I was like, oh, like even in the original ones, like there's always something. That probably the only one that maybe didn't have that was Army of Darkness, but
It was
I'll have
still
to
a little
rewatch it.
cringy, but it was funny.
There's moments, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know if there was one where I was like, oh, so but that's what you come to expect from Evil Dead, and like this just tells me they got the right guy. So
his other movies he's made, if I'm not mistaken, he was a director of Vermin and
yeah.
Crocs and Mayday. Oh, Crocs and Mayday are short. Vermin is his first. So if you're curious about his style, go watch Vermin.
I hear it's good. I do hear it's good, but
I've heard about this movie too in the past, and yeah, I've heard it's good. I agree.
The other news is just again some new movies that I guess are slated to be made. Tim Burton's going to be doing a remake of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, which that's interesting. I kind of like this. I like that, Tim Burton is taking like a classic like this. It's so out there, and I think it's one that's like, hey, that can be a lot of fun to remake, and hopefully have some interesting takes on it. So I like that. Surprise, the studio is greenlighting that. To be honest, I'm not surprised by this, but Bob Odenkirk is making another action film.
Oh, cool. I liked. What was he?
Nobody.
Yep.
Yeah. And who is the director? It's a really exciting director, apparently.
Apparently.
Who is the director? I have to keep on looking for that. But
Ben
I mean,
Wheatley.
and who is that?
He did High Rise, Free Fire, and one of Peter's favorite movies of all time, The Meg 2, The Trench.
Well, not that part, but Free Fire was really good, and I never seen a High Rise.
I like it. Who is that?
Yeah, but the fact they're saying it's so exciting, and I don't know. I don't think I can blame the Meg 2 on him. Like that was just a terrible script.
That was a Chinese government, dude. When I realized the Meg movies were like Chinese studios, I realized that they were crap. They're good, but they're crap.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're kind of like the Godzilla, right? They're trying to say something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done some interesting stuff though, like Escape from Tomorrow. Like that was like that low budget, like they're like did guerrilla style going into Disneyland and shooting in there. That was kind of like a weird like horror film. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is exciting. I like this. So, I think that'd be a nice blend with Bob Odenkirk. So
I really like that Bob Odenkirk is like a comedian who is just an actor. Like he's a good actor. He's a good action actor. He's still a good comedian, and he fits all those roles, no problem.
Yep, absolutely. He's really good, and hopefully he doesn't suffer a heart attack like he did on the set of Better Call Saul.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So cool. Well, yeah, I'm excited for another action movie because he was really good in Nobody. If maybe that would be my recommendation. So let's get into the meat, Ryan.
Okay.
So
You realize Daft Punk made movies, right?
Oh yeah, like they directed some, right?
Yeah, they directed some, and then they had like full feature films that were like their entire album. Like one is this anime, and then the other one is where they put human skin over their helmets. It's really interesting. Those have been. I went to a Daft Punk tribute concert, so I've been like really into Daft Punk lately.
Nice. I watched Sisu, and this is, oh man, this is I don't know if it's foreign, but I mean, yeah, it's set like in Finland. But how I watched this movie, this has been on my list for a while. I was actually trying to watch Aquaman, the sequel, and I think I already mentioned that I've been struggling through it. I don't like it's not, I don't know if it's like bad or what. I just don't really care, and I keep on falling asleep through it. And then this night I actually had like a lot of free time, and so I was like, okay, I can finish this right now. And then I had some issues where it just would not play. So I was like, I guess it's a sign. I'm moving on. And then Sisu popped in my head because I think that was the other part. I wanted some action. And again, Sisu popped in my head. I was like, I really need to watch that. And I saw it on some YouTube video, where they were talking about like, hey, like the top action flicks from 2023, and this was on there. And that's what reminded me of it. Is like, oh yeah, I need to watch this. And wow, was I not disappointed. Like that was fucking fantastic. So this is during World War II, I guess the end of it, Nazis were basically, they were trying to, I guess, pull back, and it's pretty much, it's over. And what they were doing as they were leaving wherever they were at, whatever country, is they were doing the scorched earth approach, where basically destroy everything in their path. So they're in Finland, and they're leaving, and that's the state of affairs right then and there. Cut to, this old man, older guy, him and his horse, his dog. They're in the middle of nowhere in Finland, which, by the way, I mean, it looks like a pretty beautiful country,
doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's just out by himself, and he is just digging for gold, and he fucking finds some. And
He finds some.
Okay, quite a bit. And so he finally is like, all right, it's time to go. And as he leaves, and this guy, like, he just doesn't want to, he doesn't care what's going on. Like, that was the kind of strange thing. Like, he's going down this path, and then the Nazis are coming the other direction. They cross path, and he just kind of just walks by him. He doesn't care what is happening. He's just like, leave me alone. And then he gets to the point where there's a broken down one where they're trying to change a tire of this truck of this another Nazi people that were just a little bit further back from their company, right? And this is when the shit gets real, where they start messing with him. And now you picked on him. If you just let him go, nothing would happen. This movie would not exist. It'd be over really quickly. And he takes them all out and kills all of them in pretty brutal form with his knife. And it was pretty fucking cool. That is the rest of this movie. Is like, pretty much from there, it is nonstop just action. Like, very few points where it kind of slows down and stops, and a lot of explosions, a lot of people blowing up. It was so, like, the next action scene is fucking awesome. And I liked how they did chapters. So they start with like a chapter,
Yes.
like setting it up, and the next like chapter, I think, is Minefield, which, wow, the Minefield scene chapter was awesome.
I remember that one.
Just trying to get through the minefield, him, and then also the whole Nazi company, because now they're trying to chase them down because they run up on all their dead fellow comrades. And so, like, oh, we got to get this guy, who cares, what we're supposed to do? Like, we lost the war basically. So they had this vendetta against this lone guy, who find out a little bit later that this is like the guy, like, with the Finnish. Is it Finnish? Finish? Yeah, like
finish him.
Yeah, the Finnish army. Like, this guy just came in, and he was the
He's like the John Wick dude.
Exactly. He would just go. They would send him over to some place, and he would just take out the whole company. Like, he was just a one-man army, and so that was his job. And
he was
like,
the beekeeper.
Yeah, I haven't watched that, but it sounds right. And he just goes, and he's just gonna take out like everyone, and brutal style. And like they show like early on, like him like kind of like bathing, and you just get to see all these war wounds from him. And this guy's jacked up. And basically the whole backstory is that his family was like murdered in front of him, so he has like nothing to lose, and he's just, fuck it, I'll go kill all these guys, I don't care. And he does it with some style. I love that guy. He was phenomenal. Doesn't say a word, which that was a great, like, he must have talked to Nicolas Cage and is like, I'm gonna do that. Which I thought that was perfect. He did not need to say a thing, and it made his character that much more powerful. All the Nazis, those guys, I mean, everyone did a great job. This is so well directed, so well shot. Like there is nothing that I complain about. Like there was my one nitpicky thing. I think it was just kind of towards the end, which was just like, I thought, no, everything was great. I take it back. There's
Ooh.
nothing. I just thought like,
That's profound.
yeah, I thought there was some parts where like I thought the action was just a little bit like slow, but it was still good. Like it was still good. Like this movie is fantastic. You know, you want a good action flick, watch Sisu. And I love how they start off this thing, and it really, Sisu is a Finnish concept described as stoic, determination, tenacity of purpose, grit, bravery, resilience, and hardiness. And I guess there's no way to really describe. I mean, not. That's the translation, basically. There is no other translation besides that. And this is everything. That's the guy. That is him. Like, you do not want him on your ass, because he will not stop. He was relentless. He is crazy. And there's even a part, though, and this is why this guy did such an amazing job. There's like one scene where he's just sitting there and just kind of like you see, like you can read his mind, what's going through his mind. Like, am I done? Like, should I just be done? Like, do I really need to go after these guys? And he kind of like, does a little something, makes a little nod, and then he's like, "Yep, no, I'm going after them."
Very Nick Cage like, right?
Yes, you just see him make this decision in his head, and like, it was just phenomenal, man. I cannot say that enough. This guy just crushed it. Everyone involved in this movie crushed it, and it's also a little bit funny, like there's like a little bit of like funny moments. Like, I like that. Like it makes the movie flow so nicely. Man, yeah. So this was a gem that I cannot believe I waited this long on. Like, this is the one where, like, I would have been talking about this. Like, this might have been the movie that I would have been like, this is the best movie of 2023. That's how good this movie is. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow. I don't have much to follow up with that. I did watch this. Like I said, I like to find these action movies that I think my dad would watch.
Did he love it?
He loved it. I loved it. And I think I watched it again because you are right. Like, it is, for me, I watched this with him and I said, there's so much to that. I just need to see more. And I need to see like other things I missed while watching this movie.
Yeah. This is one like 100%. Like, if people ask me for a recommendation, like, this is what I'm going to give them now, and I want to watch it with them. Like, hey, let's go and let's sit down and watch Sisu. Like, it's fucking awesome,
dude. That's incredible. Because I was just thinking about that the other day, like scrolling through movies on my list, and I always pass American Assassin and The Accountant, and like those are two weird movies to always just recommend. But every time I see them, I'm like, that is a movie you need to see. That is such a good movie. And if you're gonna say Sisu's up there, I agree with you. That is one of those movies right there with Prisoners and what's the other one with Jake Gyllenhaal? Is it Jake Gyllenhaal?
I think Prisoners.
No. What's the one with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler?
Oh, Law-Abiding Citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, I'd put Sisu up there too. I'm glad you loved it, and I'm glad you found the time to watch it, and I'm glad Aquaman was a catalyst for you to watch that.
Yeah, it was a sign, man. I'm so glad. Aquaman didn't work, and I gotta watch that. So, well, it was awesome.
Peter, I'll tell you this to tell you that. I promised everybody I was not going to watch Aquaman, and then I recommended Beekeeper I don't want to review it. I want you to watch Beekeeper because it's not up there of Sisu levels, but it's still a good movie to watch and it's recent.
Have you reviewed Aquaman?
No, I haven't.
You could do that.
That's what I was alluding to.
Oh, okay. I got it.
I was setting up the story, and so I have a movie like your Aquaman, and it's Rebel Moon. I can't seem to get into it. I've tried, and I cannot get into this movie, dude. It's not Star Wars for me. It's not even Zack Snyder for me. Like this movie has no identity. So I'm gonna give it one more shot, dude. One more time. But
How far did you get?
I got maybe 20, 30 minutes in.
Oh, because I feel like that's when like it starts actually turning into a movie.
Okay.
Because like once they actually go on like their little, their quest to go find warriors, basically, right? Like that's the whole premise, and that's when I was like, oh, now it's actually kind of taking shape and actually doing something. But like it took a while to get to that point where I was like, what the hell are you doing, Zack Snyder? Like,
you don't need to do that, Zack Snyder. You don't
I
need to
know.
set it up.
Yeah, like it was just it took too long to get there, which there needs to be like a edited version. Where's Topher Grace?
The Topher Grace cut.
Yeah. So I mean, visually though, the visuals are there. Like he always does that very well. But yeah, you're 100% right. Where I do think it doesn't really have an identity. It's odd, but I finished that one and I'll watch the next one just because I feel like I have to. So, but hey, we're not reviewing that. What's going on?
So I did actually go. So here's the story. My buddy Brendan and fan of the podcast and been on here a couple times. We haven't hung out in a long time, and he goes, "Hey, let's go catch a movie." And I was like, "There's nothing good out, dude. There's nothing I want to see." Like Ferrari maybe was one I wanted to go see, but I don't like those car movies. Like I'm still chewing through Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Race for Glory, so I'm having a hard time with that. And he goes, "Well, I was gonna suggest Aquaman, but I didn't want you to shit on it the whole time." And I was like, "Yeah, you knew I was gonna." Said, "You know what, dude? I'll go in, no expectations, open mind, and I'll just enjoy Aquaman with you." I'm glad I did. I thought it was a fine movie. Um, like it was finally a DC movie that understood. Like, I think it was kind of like the fuck it Hail Mary. It was like, all right, we know the entire universe is gonna be completely imploded. Let's have fun with these characters. And whatever the outcome is, it doesn't matter. He could stay Aquaman. His brother can be the king of Atlantis. We can reuse our main villain because Aquaman doesn't really have anybody else besides Black Manus. The story that unfolds about the Dark Trident, it worked. It worked. And I think what caught me, Peter, is I assumed this movie was going to have really bad CGI throughout the entire movie because the first one to me was really bad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird CGI, and honestly, the parts that I've seen, I feel like it's the same. Like, I don't like their
Hair.
the underwater stuff. I'm not a fan of.
They did a good job of putting them on land and areas underwater without water, so you don't have to have that underwater effect.
Yeah,
because I agree with you.
That, yeah, it's better.
But other than that, the CGI wasn't too bad. Like even the lost city of Atlantis, like that they were trying to explore down there, like it was a cool ecosystem. And when they were the bad guys were getting the fuel to like unearth this army from the frozen depths. Concept was cool, execution was cool, everything about this movie, and I can't believe I'm saying this, like everything about an Aquaman movie was cool. It was just cool to see. You could tell, though, it is the end of the DC ECU, and everybody involved knows it, and it was kind of like a send off. So, I can understand why you're having a hard time chewing through it. And the only way, and I can attest to this, is the only way I was gonna be able to sit through that is if I was in a movie theater and I had to pay attention.
Yeah, and I think that's, I probably would have got through it if it actually played for me.
Right.
So I probably would have, because I had the time, and maybe I'll try coming back to it, but it's, I mean, I guess I'm interested enough from what you've told me that I keep on trying to play it, but literally, dude, I get to the same, like, I only make it like 15 minutes, and then somehow I fall asleep. I have to go do other things, and it never bothers me that I have to stop. So
It's kind of like a relief. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
yeah, but I'm still, though, just so curious that, like, I keep on coming back to it, because I do like the whole send off thing. I kind of, it's like the same thing I'm talking about with, like, all the Sony Spider-Verse stuff. I kind of want to see, like, what are you doing with this? Like,
Right.
that's why I wanted to see Blue Beetle. I wanted to see all these movies. I'm like, I don't understand this, because these guys are done. Maybe not Beetle, but like the Flash, you're done. Like,
The whole point of their existence as a movie doesn't exist anymore.
yeah. And I don't, it's just, it's so weird to me. And that's why I keep on, like, I gotta watch them. I have to see, like, why you felt the need to release this one, yet scrap Batgirl, that was pretty
Right.
much done. Like, that was a movie I actually wanted to see, but it probably would have sucked, but I don't know.
Possibly, but we don't know. We don't know. We don't have this opportunity anymore.
I know.
So,
Jeez.
if it's not out on VOD. It will be soon. Just wait for it to come. Wait, is it on VOD?
Yeah.
Oh, on what, Max?
No, I don't think it's on Max yet. You gotta pay for it.
Oh, you bought it? Oh, Peter,
I bought it.
I was like, I forgot the whole part of this podcast over here. Yeah, go buy it on. No, just wait for it to come out on Max. Seriously,
I
you're
just
right.
have
The
no
Batgirl thing. Like,
yeah,
why didn't we get that? I'd rather see Batgirl than Madame Web.
I know. Well, I think it's a tax write-off thing, because did you know that, like, James Gunn, like, made a Wile E. Coyote movie?
James Gunn did?
Yeah, and, like, is completed, and then Warner Brothers is like, oh, we're not putting that out. And so he was, like, trying to, like, well, then, let me shop it. And then it seemed like it was going to get a release. And then Warner Brothers is like, no, we're scrapping the whole thing, because they can do, like, a tax write-off, apparently. So,
Dude, I didn't know James Gunn was the director of this. But it has Will Forte and John Cena, and they still scrapped it?
yeah, he wasn't the director. He did it was the writer, and I think helped produce it. So, like, I mean, dude, it seemed like this is like the Chipmunks, the Rescuers. Yeah.
Same director as Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Oh, I liked it. Dave
Me too.
Green.
This would have been fun. I'd be pissed if I was John Cena right now.
I know. And yeah, I don't know what they do, because I'm sure, like, dude, if they take that tax write-off, they cannot release this. You're never gonna see this, and that's sad. Like, unless there's gonna be some pirated copy that just gets released. I hope James Gunn does that. That'd be cool.
I hope the internet rallies together. They can hack Warner Brothers hard drives and release Wild E. Coyote and Batgirl. They did it with Spider-Man 2 and Insomniac. We got a ton of information. So hackers, do your work. Show us what we want to see. Wild E. Coyote.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was like, if he's involved, it was a pretty good story, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
should we wrap this one up?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, good Friday.
Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. What are you having?
So I used to watch Gundam Wing when I was a kid, and I loved it. And I think, and if you ever want to spoil me, Heat Boys released a Ninja Turtle / Gundam type of action figure, and they're on Raphael right now. So, if you want to cash at me or Venmo me or just send one my way, like, go ahead. But
okay.
I put on Gundam Wing. I don't watch a lot of anime, but I put it on to fall asleep to, and then I quickly found out that is the worst thing in the world to fall asleep to, is anime.
Why is that?
Because there are so many strobe effects scenes in bright colors, and like it lights up my room when I put on that put on Gundam Wing. The systems inside, when they're in space, like you see the jet blasters, you see the stars, you see the sun, you see the fire, you see the lightsabers, you see, like, seriously, strobe effects like crazy. I was like, dude, I can't fall asleep to this. So I stayed up late and I followed through and watched Gundam Wing. So that's my recommendation, because I've been trying to watch Halo, but dude, Halo, man, like Rebel Moon, it's like Paramount. How are you screwing up this franchise so bad, dude?
I told you, man. Like, I heard they were trying to do more action with this new season, but I have no desire, so I have not even attempted. My recommendation is, I never heard of this show, this series. It's called Louder Milk. Have you heard about this?
No. Louder Milk?
Yeah, Louder Milk. And
Okay.
it is it's on Netflix right now. That's why I'm watching it. But it has Ron Livingston, and I love that guy. The guy from Office Space.
Yeah.
And he plays this, I don't know, how do you describe him? Like, crotchety, I guess. He's just kind of a dick, but he also, like, he has redeeming factors. So he is like a recovering alcoholic, and he does he has like a AA class, right? That he does, and he, so it's all about that. But he's a dick to everyone, and that's the amusing part, right? And you're just, these like half an hour long episodes, and you're just watching this, and then in the first episode, man, like they hit you because they're like, what's so wrong with you? And he's like, oh, one night, I went, I had some drinks, and I took the missus driving, and I wrapped the car around a tree, and I made it and she didn't. And I was like, holy shit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, so this is kind of like, it's like a, darker comedy, because all these, people dealing with addiction and, trying to be better, and Will Sasso's in it, and he's really funny. But yeah, and it's just following him around, and just these weird characters that come in, and Brian Regan's in it, like, and he just kind of like, he's there and tries to, in his weird way, help these people be better, like he's like this asshole, but he cares. He's a caring asshole. I love it. I've only seen a few episodes, but I'm totally going to continue it. So, Louder Milk. I think
All
there's
right.
3 seasons currently, so I can I have some stuff to watch on that. So, highly recommend it.
That is a Farley brother TV show.
Yeah. Yes. Peter Farley helped create it and directs it with Bobby Moore, whatever he's done. I don't really know. So
Colbert
it's
Report.
good though. Maybe.
One thing I noticed is we were talking about that one movie with John Cena.
Wile E. Coyote or the Ricky Stanicky or whatever. Stanicki.
Ricky Stanicki.
Yeah.
That is a Farley brother movie.
Oh, that's why it's funny.
Yeah, it's Peter's a director and Peter's the writer. So it's a Peter Farley brother movie, not Bobby. Anyway, it's one of them. Should be funny. But good recommendation, Peter. I'm going to try Halo. I'm going to try it.
Good luck.
Thanks, buddy. Anything else up for our Valentine's Day and Super Bowl week episode?
I do not think so.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck those Chiefs.
Be sure to visit bmoviesbeyond.com.
Do it. Do it now.